Hi everyone. Let me try that again. Hi everyone. My voice didn't want to work the first time. I hope this finds you well, and I want to thank you for being here. Okay, we are going to switch seasons. Even though it's not quite June yet, we're headed that way. It is, as I'm recording this, it is May 22nd. And I don't know, this may go well, it may not, we'll see, but I'm going to do my best, as I always try. So, I finished spring. There's other things I could do to it. I did not do any stems, as some of you suggested, and I thought I might do. I could have run a vine down here. I could always do that in the future. I don't know, I just kind of like... Oh, this is not going well. God bless me. Thank you for all of you that said it. I'm okay with it the way it is. I could add something later, but we'll see. I don't know. I did put a backing on it, and I did, as you can see here, I did little, you can see the back, the stitches, but I did little tiny stitches on the front, and I used my silk thread for that. Probably a waste of silk thread, but I really like it. Back out. Okay, so here is all I did. I wrote it out, and then oh goodness gracious, let me zoom in again, gently this time. It just says spring, warm air, gentle showers, new life, pretty flowers. How poetic, right? And even though I started stitching in the middle, I ended up with puckering here, which really kind of angers me. You can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, I was pretty frustrated by that. You can see it here. I started in the middle and worked my way out, but my mistake was I did the outside edges first. So I don't know. I had it pinned. I thought I did everything right. The bunny sort of disappears into the background, but she's supposed to be sort of in this garden anyway. And my thought is, when you're looking at a garden, you don't always see every stem, right? You see the flowers and the bursting forth of all that spring beauty and loveliness. So yeah. I did have a viewer ask me about these ribbon roses. I will do another tutorial. I hate to call it that because I'm really not a teacher, but I will do that in the near future. I was thinking about doing a live, but I didn't plan it far enough ahead of time on this past Sunday evening. And I could do it this coming weekend, but it's Memorial Day weekend here in the US, and usually people are busy Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Where we are, it's going to be hot, humid, and thunderstormy, but you know, I didn't want to plan it for a holiday weekend, so possibly the weekend after this coming weekend, which would be, I think, the first weekend in June. If you're interested in me doing a live, let me know. I would have to, I'm looking at a calendar. So today's 22nd, this weekend's Memorial Day weekend. That would be like the 2nd of June. So I would probably do it on a Sunday night to get everybody included. Italy is 6 hours ahead, so they would be in bed. Australia is 14 hours ahead. I think it would be morning, but then it would be more Monday morning. So that wouldn't work. I'll figure out a time zone so that people in the western part of the US aren't still in bed, and people in other countries that watch me can join in if you want. If you're not in Italy and you're not in Australia, let me know what country you're in and if you're interested in watching a live. So it probably wouldn't be a long one. I'll try and do some stitches, and, you know, we'll just chat. I don't know. I'll work on a project. So there is spring. It is completed. And where's my box for this? I put it back in the cart. So I have spring, I have autumn, and I have winter done. And I think I've sort of changed it up quite a bit, honestly. In my opinion, I don't know. I think using my hand-dyed fabric for spring was an interesting concept. I don't know if it was bright enough, but as you can see, I didn't go red and green for winter. I love this one, absolutely love it. I love this one because it's many of my favorite earthy colors, and I tried some techniques that I had not done before very well, but I feel like I did okay on that. And then this was like a mishmash of pastels and brights, and you know, it's sort of like what spring is about. So I thought I'd do something sort of a little different for summer. So let me get this fabric situated here. I went to that quilt shop. The one that I said a couple of videos ago was, there's a store, it's one room, and one half of the room they sell guns, the other half of the room they sell quilting materials, quilting supplies, some fabric, some supplies, you know. Not very big either. It was a very, very small store. Very odd to me, but whatever. I found this panel and I really like it. I like all of the panels on it, but my problem is I buy panels and I don't do anything with them. So there it is. This one says, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. I love that. I'm all about being kind and being kind to one another. Anyway, then there's Be Humble, Be True, which I think would be a fun project to work on at another time by itself. And then we have this one, which I absolutely love. You Belong Among the Wildflowers. I really love that because it's already got flowers and bees and stuff on it. I wouldn't have much space to add anything to that, so I'm really not too sure about that one. I could put this on a separate panel of fabric and work with it. This one's going to be probably much larger than the other three that I've done. Maybe not if I took this and added it to some muslin or some fabric, you know, maybe take muslin and then add other fabrics. I have other fabrics to use, many, many bee fabrics. So I will take those out in a moment. If I did this one, I would probably add that to it and then start adding other fabrics around here and extend it lengthwise, and then add a lot more flowers. And I'm sort of leaning towards that because that pretty much fits the idea I want. However, this is very, I mean, I can change these by stitching into them very easily with brighter thread. It's very subtle. Now, that being said, I do feel like summer, I feel like spring is fresh and bright and pastel-y and the colors pop. I feel like in summer, everything's muted. Not autumn muted, but muted in a way that it's hot. Around here, it's humid. You got a lot of green in the background. You know, your grass, your bushes, and all that. The flowering bushes are normally done flowering. They, you know, the lilacs and the honeysuckles and the azaleas and all those, they all bloom in the spring and then they turn green. At least here on the East Coast in Virginia, that's how it is. So I feel like a more muted is okay but I would definitely, there's very distinct lines here. I would definitely brighten up these flowers and then maybe do greenery in here where it's gray. Sweet as can be is very sweet. I wouldn't mind making maybe a bag, a tote bag or something out of that. And then we have one very large panel. When the flower blooms, the bee will come. And I'm very, very much really leaning towards this. And filling all of this, I would have to cut it probably right about, now I did wash and dry this fabric. Everything smells of scented stuff when I buy it. I don't know if the bags are scented or what. Bought some clothes today and they smell the same way. Everything smells perfumey to me when I buy it. This did as well. I don't know. It's just really strange. And the shop to me didn't smell perfumey. Okay, when the flower blooms, the bee will come. I mean, come on. If I could cut that, I would still have to add it to other fabric, but it would be really wide compared to my others. Like the spring one. Oh. The spring one is that wide. So this definitely comes out way further. It would take a longer dowel to hang it up. However, I'm leaning towards that. It really is a struggle. So this is, let's say this was my choice number one. And, oh, there's these two too. Kind words are like honey to the soul. That's really sweet, but I don't want to use it for this. Honeybees and flowers, please. That's cute too. And for this project, I could do that. But I really like, oh my goodness gracious, the struggle. The struggle is real. I really like You Belong Among the Wildflowers. So I don't know. All right, so sorry about that. This is choice one for me, this panel here. So this is number one. I guess this one would be number two. Okay. And then this one would be number three. Number three. Number three. Let me know in the comments which one you would go with. I really am favoring, I mean, this one would be a smaller one and it would give me more things, more opportunities to add other fabrics to the background and stuff and extend the length of it in both directions and add other flowers. And I'll pull the other fabrics out that I have. This one would as well, but it's really wide. And I just don't know if that's the right one to start this project with. Let me know which one you would do. I am possibly going to decide once this video is over, but I don't know. I'm definitely leaning towards this one or the large panel. Those are my two favorites. Let me know what you would think. All right, I've said that 3 times. That's enough. All right, enough of this. Now, let me get the other fabrics. I'm going to put this to the side. And no, I didn't fold it that way on purpose. I just folded it and that's what came up. So I have lots of bee fabric. It never really did a whole bee project with it. So there's that. So we have that, and I have this, have these things to the side. Let me get my other things to the side. I have this, which was a whole, I still have more of this, lots of it. I thought this was really cute. Let me zoom you in a little bit. Okay. Says, be grateful, believe in yourself. It's a beautiful life. Gather lovely memories. So I was thinking I could cut like some of these out. It's got little beehives on it. And I could just cut those out and use it in the background. Really love that. I have some of this, which looks like beehive pattern. Zoom you back out a little bit because now you're too close. And then there's some of this, which says bumblebees. And then Robin, I think I've mentioned this in another, there's some of that, more of that. I have this, more of that. I have a lot of that, more of that. I think these are just duplicates. I have this, which I didn't pull out before, more of that. So what I did was I pulled out small pieces, and then I have the larger pieces. So like I said, I have a lot of bee fabric. I really need to make some other things with this bee fabric because I have way too much. I mean, I have yardage. I've learned not to buy yardage. That's a tip. Don't buy yardage. Buy a half a yard. Buy fat quarters. Fat quarters. Buy, buy smaller bits of fabrics because you really don't need yardage if you're not making big things like tote bags and pouches. And if you're just doing little projects and you see something you like, buy half yard. That's what I've been doing lately. So, all right. So I have all these to go with that. And then Robin had shared some of her fabric with me when she made a table runner. And this is a cutoff from that. So I have these. And then I have swatches of some of this. And these, I love these big bees. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And I cut one of these out and I asked in the spring one what you guys thought of it. I'm going to use it in this one. That's what pushed me towards this project for summer. There's honey, there's a honey pot, there's really pretty flowers here. I love this fabric. Absolutely love it. And then there's some more pieces of this. And then I have this from, I think I bought this. I'm pretty sure I bought that. And I really love these big giant bumblebees with the flowers in their wings. See? So I really love those. Alrighty. So I have that. And then I have some of these things. And it's definitely leaning towards a yellow theme. Now I do have some of these little flowers I've cut out. I have little bees there. I have this bird that I'd previously cut out and did not use. And I have this butterfly I have not used but previously cut out. And another little pink butterfly. I have the fat old bumblebee here. I have these little yellow. I don't have much of this fabric, so I have a lot. I have to use these in a project. I have to. Here's the beehive. Boy, my light. I have to have my drapes closed because it is 90 degrees today and it's hot. I have a bird up here. I'm going to zoom in just a little. I know, in and out, in and out, in and out. I have these flowers, and that's part of that fabric. This is the last of this fabric I think I have left, what I'm going to show you here. I love these. I love them. I love the green in it. I love the soft yellow. And this. I think that's the last of that fabric that I have. And then I have a little bit of these cotton balls. Cotton plants. I really like that too. I think I have some more of this somewhere, but I'm not sure. So I have that. And then this is what this came from. This was a matching fabric to that. And that's all I've got left of that one too. These were samples that I got somewhere, somehow. You know what these are? These are 10-inch squares that I got from Tuesday Morning, when Tuesday Morning still existed here. Still angry that Tuesday Morning went away. So these are all my fabrics, and I'm going to try, I'm not too 100% sure about this, I'm going to try to incorporate that. Now, I also have, I have these, but I don't think this is going to go here very well. And I have this fabric as well. It's just not really the right color scheme. The butterflies are gorgeous, but I don't think I have any with yellow roses or flowers in it. So I'm thinking about that. There's some pink there. This came from the same fabric pack that came from. And then I have some greens here that I want to incorporate too, I think. And then we have some very pretty yellow fabric. So those are my fabrics. I'm going to put these over here. I'm going to put these up here with this. I have bees and birds and butterflies. And I sort of want to go in the yellow, green, possibly blue. Idea of fabrics here. Definitely very strong on the yellow. And then the panel, which I'll either put it on like a large yellow piece like this, or muslin and piece the background with some of these other really pretty pieces. So I also have beads. I couldn't find any yellow sequins, only gold. So I'm going to work on that. There's on Amazon, you can go to John Bead Company, I think it's called, or John Bead Company or something like that. And there's an Instagram user, and she's also on YouTube. I think, if I'm thinking of the right person, Nicole, I'll try and tag her below. Anyway, and they make packets where you get beads and sequins in a box. So yeah, and these are some pre-made hexes that I have made. I don't do English paper piecing. I just cut circles and make the hexes. I thought that would be cute as a like a beehive looking background as well. And I have ribbons, and I have a little bit of fluff, and yeah, so that's my plan. Like I said, let me know in the comments below. This is going to be a really short video as far as this project is concerned. So this is for the Stitch the Season with Corinne. Stitch the Season, Celebrate the Seasons, and I will tag her channel below because she has really pushed me into getting into this project, and I've really enjoyed having 3 months to work on something. At first I thought, I hate this. I'm going to want to finish it and be done with it and not take all day with it, and or 3 months with it, not take 3 months with it. And honestly, once I leaned into that, I was good. I have really enjoyed it. I also have some lace here, laces that I have pulled out, and I have my dragonfly fabric, but I don't think there's going to be enough room for that. I have some other butterflies here too that I can cut out. The green background doesn't have to show, but being that I want to incorporate some green here. So all of this is going to go into my project box. I love these boxes. I got them at Walmart, And this is what I use for my project boxes. They're Sterilite boxes. And let's see. Here. That's the label on it. So that's it. Large clip box, it says. And I need a couple more because I have them all full. So there's that. Now, the other thing, don't forget to comment below about which panel you would use, 1, 2, or 3. The other thing I've been working on is, let me move this light over here a little bit. I started a new textured piece. And this is she. So again, let me bring you down, zoom in a little. This is what we have. And I have gotten myself lost. I worked for 2 days straight on this, and I have gotten myself lost in this. This is a new stitch, a new weaving technique that I learned. I used ribbon to make bullions. There's a little hidden heart in here. You can't really tell it's a heart anymore, but it was the shape of a heart. I used a weaving technique here, and something could actually slide under there, which may or may not. This is that same stitch, but I tacked them down, and I did that in a couple places. This is that again, and they're loose. This is needle felted wool in here, and all of this yarn, these, not this, ow, there's pins in there, this and this. That is all punch needle. And I have 4-ish, 1, 2, I have 4 punch needles. 2 of them are similar in size. One is a little bit smaller, so I could use that for this yarn here. This very thick, fuzzy chenille type yarn, oh, it's so soft. I wish you could feel that. Is I used my biggest punch needle with it. And needle felted wool. This is punch needled. And then I got a very fine punch needle. Sort of treated myself for my birthday. And I did this and this and this and this and this with that. So I have several different sizes of punch needle. This is monk's cloth, and I used the Inktense bricks or blocks that Christine sent me for my birthday. Thank you again, Christine. I love you. And I used that on here. Now, when I did it, I didn't look up any instructions. I just went to town. I wet it. I wet the blocks, and wet my brush and went all over it. This color was coming off on my hands. It isn't any longer. I did iron it, but Christine then sent me directions on how to do it correctly. So the next time I do it, I will do it on camera. And so I wanted the background of the fabric to reflect the colors that I was going to use in this. I will zoom back out and I will show you. I ordered this punch needle. It's called Ultra Punch, and it's this needle here. It is adjustable, as you can put the needle away. It's adjustable as to how deep you can go with it, and it goes with this needle, it goes to about there. It does come with 2 finer needles, and you can actually, I used double crochet thread, so I used 2 strands of like this and that. I put 2 strands together to get I'm trying to think. Get this. Yes, that's what I did. And then this was a weaving thread. It's this. It was a 2-strand weaving cotton. That went flying. that I used, and I used that needle for that as well. So that's the largest of the needles that comes with this punch needle. Let me put that back in because I will probably stab myself with it. And then I have these two that I ordered online. These did not come with these hooks on it, but Oxford Punch Needle Company has these eye hooks on the end of their needles. I didn't love this area where the yarn can feed down into it. However, once the eyes, my husband Tony put the eyes on for me, the eye hooks, and what you do is you feed this through here, and then you pull it down through here, and you feed it through the eye, and that works a treat. It keeps it feeding in the right direction. Before, the yarn kept coming out of here. My stitches weren't staying. So these are the two that came in that set. If anybody's interested, comment below, and I will link to this. I am not an Amazon affiliate, so I will not make any money off of it. And then I used a lot of my DMC wools that came in. I went and bought a new set. It was this one here, I believe. Tropical Collection DMC Inspirational. And I got this at Michael's. It's tapestry wool. And it comes with all these colors in it. I took them out and put them in a box because it's just easier than me keeping them in here. But these wools, I pulled out the teal, aqua, bluish, greenish colors and ended up using those. This is the chenille yarn that I used here and here and here. That's so soft. I had this big ball, and it has white, the aqua, bluish aqua, this really beautiful color here, and this color here. So I've had this for several years, never did anything with it, so I pulled it out for this project, and it worked very well. The punch needle, or the needle felting tool I used, I bought this at Michael's, not affiliated. It's a loops and threads. It's a single punch needle. The other one I have has 5 needles in it, but one broke. And if you're only doing a small area, the single needle is fine. Michael's does sell replacements there. And I have one more punch needle. This is from Michael's as well. It is a large one. This does not feed this size, whoopsies, this size yarn well at all. It does not. The hole is too big. The yarn pulls back out. So this did not work with like regular, I don't know, 4-ply yarn. I don't know what weight this is considered. I stink at yarn sizes. So that's why I went to these that I got on Amazon, because it came with this one, which is perfect for this size yarn. This one, I don't know that I could put that yarn through it. I think it would drag too much. So, well, actually, I either used that one or this one. I don't remember which one I used. They're both about the same size. And I'm not going to use yarn this size all the time. So, yeah. If you want to get into this, you're going to have to invest in the right tools. You don't need to use a punch needle for this. You can stitch everything. And so I have a lot of beads. I have some felt. I have lots of threads that I am going to use to finish this project. And I will give you updates on it as I'm working on it. Pile everything back in here. If you'd like to see me do a project like this, I'm probably going to work on this. If I do a live, I would probably start working on this on a different one, either same color scheme or a different color scheme. And I want to make one really large. I want to get a 17 by 17 frame. They make a frame that's adjustable, and you can make it, I think, 3 or 4 different sizes. So I have some things I made up that were too big for this piece, like this. And hold that thought. This, which is just a ring wrapped in this crazy yarn that I have from several years ago. And I can't find it now. I made this, and I made this, which is really cool. To me, it looks like a squid, a sea creature, but it's too big for this piece. I mean, I tried to fit it on there, and it just seemed too big for me for this one. So I'm going to get a bigger frame, work in a much bigger area. And I'm looking for, I had a couple more things too that I made, but I spent some time. There's another button, not button, but ring that I wrapped with yarn. That was really easy because I just wrapped it. I did a little crochet cap kind of thing. You can turn it, you know, this side out, or you can turn it this side out and use that to attach it, which is what I was going to do. But again, I didn't feel like it fit there. So I don't know. I would love to do just a flat piece like this and maybe put it down. But again, I'm going to do a larger piece, probably in these same colors because I have a lot of this color. I also have this wool that I bought at Michael's, which matches perfectly. So that may be going on the back. But for now, once I finished, let me show you. Once I finished punching and stitching certain things on, I decided to put batting on the back, and that will help any other stitches and beading that I do. It'll help secure it better to the piece, because this is monk's cloth, and that's what it looks like before it's painted. And it's, you know, the holes are a substantial enough size that a needle goes through it very easily. A big yarn needle goes through it very easily. Smaller, thinner threads will get lost in it. They'll pull straight through because the hole is just too big. So you have to put something on the back, and I didn't want to put this wool on the back and then have the stitches show. So when I am done adding my beads and my sequins and my threads and my bullion knots and my French knots and all the things I still plan on adding to this, when I'm done with that, I will probably go ahead, and my plan is to put this felt backing on. Oh, I put those way too close together, ran out of pins. I will put this felt backing on it, and it'll make it a very pretty piece. I'm probably also going to add laces around the edge of this. And what I would do then is I would put anything that I want to add in between. So let me just find something to grab here. Okay, so say I wanted to put some lace in here. I would put the lace between this layer and the felt when I sew the two layers together, and just, you know, maybe do that like this. And I may even color this lace to be similar color. I do have some hand dyed laces in my bin up there. I'm not going to grab it down now because I've already done enough jiggling and throwing stuff at you. But yeah, this color is not, this is showing up blue. It's not blue. It's a very pretty sort of teal color, aqua color. I don't know. I know aqua is darker than, but anyway. Yeah, so I don't know if changing the light mode helps. Anyway, I could not put this down yesterday or the day before, and I've just been having a blast with it. So of course this is inspired by Fleur Woods. and all the people who went to her workshop. And I noticed that Christina Creates also did one based on the inspiration she got from Fleur's book. She did not attend the workshop, and she worked on hers partially on screen and partially off screen. So yeah, I think that's what I will probably do with my next piece, is work on screen and off screen and just give you updates. But if I do a live, I will probably be sitting here beating this one or the next one, whatever. But this is what I'm doing in my spare time, and it's sort of to blame for me not doing a video since the weekend. So anyway, that's about it for now. So this was a mishmash, I think. And oh, I have one more thing to show you. Hold that thought. Don't go anywhere yet. So this was the first one I did, and of course this one I consider done. This was, I really love this one too, but you can see a theme going with this color here. It's one of my favorites. I love this color. I think I love this color more than purple, to be honest. So I did go to Hobby Lobby today, and I've said this before, if you're a beginner or if you're not and you're in the US, go to the clearance section in your Hobby Lobby. Mine is over by the fabric and yarn and threads. It's on a back wall, like the yarn aisle, then embroidery and needlework aisles, and then you keep going and the sewing is up here. There's a wall on the back, not in the back of the store, it's actually on the side of the store, but to the side of all those aisles. And they always have like end of bolt fabrics and stuff like that. Well, I got this, and it was supposed to be $13. I got it for $3.24, and it's got a lot of twine on it, which I can use for a lot of things. You can use these as hangers. You can use them as tree branches or stems. You can yarn wrap them. A lot of things you can do. But I also got it for this size bead, because I couldn't find this size bead with that size hole in it in the store. My beads are all really big, and they're too big for smaller pieces. So I can take these beads off and yarn wrap them, and I can also have all this jute to play with. So for less than $4, I got 9 feet of this. I will not run out anytime soon. The other thing I got from Hobby Lobby are these needles. This one is really big. I have these needles here. I don't like the plastic ones so much. They're not very sturdy. I had 2 of these. Somewhere I've misplaced one 2 nights ago. So I got these because they're about the same length, but they're not bent. And this eye will fit really thick yarn through it. So I got those, and I got these as well. These are blunt, more or less, and these are sharp, and they're darners, and you can get pretty thick thread and stuff through here too. So I wanted to share that with you as well. There is that. So I appreciate you joining me, and I hope you all take care, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. And if I don't see you till the weekend, I'll be doing more videos because we don't do anything for Memorial Day. And I will see you in the next one, whenever that is. And I hope everybody is happy and doing well, and find your joy, create from your heart, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for being here, everybody. Love ya. Bye-bye.